In today's video, we're going to be covering a horrifying and gruesome anime, Berserk, from 2016. Previously in our first installment of this series, we covered the first season of Berserk 2016, focused on the Conviction arc, while season 2, consisting of the latter 12 episodes, begins with the Hawk of the Millennium Empire arc. Now, where we last left off, the Egg of the Perfect World consumed Casca and Guts' demonic offspring and sacrificed itself in a ritual in the Tower of Conviction to resurrect Griffith's true form. Guts, then seeing a newly resurrected Griffith, is surprised by Zod, who flies Griffith away on his back, while Guts steals a horse to take Casca back to Godot's home. Farnace then renounces her faith and decides to follow Guts, with Serpico remaining by her side. Now, Guts and Puck take Casca back to Godot's home to find Godot has died. Griffith appears and is pleased that he feels nothing when face to face with Guts again, and can continue to pursue his dream. Guts attempts to kill him, but is stopped by Zod, who duels fiercely until Zod's sword shatters against Guts' sword, the Dragon Slayer. Zod then destroys Godot's iron mine and home. Griffith then saves Casca from being crushed by falling rocks and leaves. With the mine destroyed, Guts decides to take Casca to Puck's homeland. Elsewhere, in the Kingdom of Kushan, soldiers destroy a castle, kill the citizens, and capture the women until Griffith arrives and is hailed by the people as the Hawk of Light. Afterwards, Guts is having trouble keeping the evil spirits attracted to him and Casca's marks at bay, and the personification of Guts' inner darkness, known as the Beast of Darkness, tempts him to kill Casca so they can focus on Griffith. Guts' rage overwhelms him and he hurts Casca while momentarily possessed, destroying her trust in him, and she runs away. She is caught and almost violated again by some bandits, causing her to remember what Griffith did to her during the eclipse, and she slaughters the bandits before attacking Guts. Guts is again overwhelmed by rage and almost pulls a Griffith on Casca before regaining control of himself. They are later found by Isidro, Farnace, and Serpico, who ask for permission to accompany Guts on his mission. Farnace becomes depressed after Casca disappears, and she gets lost in the forest trying to find her. A group of trolls then attacks the group, but are driven away by the witch, Shirka, before disappearing. Casca continues to be afraid of Guts, and becomes attached to Farnace. They come across an old man named Morgan, whose village is being attacked by trolls, searching for aid from a witch as the local lord took his army to support Griffith. Almost immediately, they stumble upon Shirke's house, as Casca and Guts' marks allow them to pass through her protective barrier. Guts mistakenly believes Shirke's earth golems are ghouls and destroys several of them, before Shirke reveals herself as an apprentice to the elderly witch Flora, who has been waiting for Guts and Casca to arrive. Flora learns of the attacks on the village and offers Morgan the aid of her apprentice Shirka, then casts a spell that will temporarily protect Guts and Casca from spirits. Flora explains that their plane of existence is alongside the astral plane, the home of the supernatural beings, and the realm of ideas, which all creation is derived. Guts shows Flora the Behelit, and she says that it is a gateway to link the physical world with the plane where the God Hand dwells, and that its senior members were once human like Griffith, and that the God Hand themselves answer to a higher power within the deepest layer of the astral plane. Shirka assumes Griffith is the fifth angel prophesied by the Church of the Holy See that the Iron Chain Knights work for. The next day, Guts' group receives magical weapons and leaves with the others for Enoch Village. Flora then meets with the Skull Knight, who requests a favor regarding Guts. As Guts and the group arrive at the village, they are attacked by trolls. Shirka summons everyone to the church for safety, and Guts, Farnace, and Serpico, and Isidro fight the trolls while Shirka shows concern about the mysterious source of Guts' strength and the dark shadows that cling to his sword, the Dragon Slayer. Shirka then summons 4 guardian angels whose protective light turns the trolls to ash. A giant ogre then appears attacking Guts. Guts fights off the ogre, but is attacked by a kelpie from the nearby river. Shirka allows herself to be possessed by the river spirit, who channels magic through her to flood the river, washing all the monsters back into the underworld. Just as Shirka's mind returns, Casca and Farnace fall into the water and are swept away as well. As the villagers celebrate, Shirka tracks down Casca and Farnace with magic and senses that they have been captured by more trolls. Guts, Shirka, and Isidro immediately leave to rescue Casca and Farnace. In the Troll's cave, Farnace protects Casca until Guts and the others arrive. Guts fights the trolls off, and Slan, a member of the God Hand, appears. Slan torments Guts sexually and asks if he would be willing to become an apostle like Griffith. At that moment, the Skull Knight appears to stop Slan, who reveals that Griffith is the reason that the realms are merging. While she is distracted, Guts shoots her with a cannon in his arm. Guts then impales Slan, who kisses him and disappears. Shirka is then possessed by an earth spirit, who collapses the cave with Guts still inside. The Skull Knight then uses his sword of Beolitz, forged from the Beolitz of apostles that he's killed, to cut a way out of the cave, and the women are taken back to the village. In the village, Flora reveals a suit of berserker armor that's been guarded over the years. Griffith's demon soldiers break through her barrier, so the Skull Knight rides out to meet them. Guts suddenly collapses as Slan had damaged his soul, but he manages to keep walking. Meanwhile, Shirka senses that Flora's barrier has disappeared and the house is now on fire. Guts rushes to the aid of the Skull Knight in a battle against Zod and Grunbeld, while Shirka and the others rush to find Flora. Grunbeld insists on dueling with Guts, while Zod fights the Skull Knight. Flora then instructs Shirka to give Guts the berserker armor. In his weakened state, Guts cannot fight, and Grunbeld breaks his ribs. Shirka's earth golems then come to Guts' rescue, distracting Grunbeld and allowing Guts to get away. Shirka then puts the near lifeless Guts in the suit of berserker armor, and he kills several demons with ease. Guts is aware that his body is severely damaged, but no longer cares about pain, while the armor awakens a wolf-like entity inside of him called the Beast of Darkness. With the armor removing his limitations, Guts unleashes all of his strength, destroying Grunbeld's shield and hammer, wounding him. Grunbeld then transforms into his apostle form, a dragon with scales. Guts cracks the scales on his face with one swing. Shirka then casts her mind into the spirit realm and sees Guts' ego is trapped inside of the Beast of Darkness. But a spell cast by Flora has prevented Guts' ego from vanishing. Shirka reminds him of his love for Casca, and Guts awakens. He flees from Grunbeld and saves his friends, while Flora's spirit holds Grunbeld back with fire. A month later, Guts is healed, but still wears the armor. Shirka fears that if he has to fight again with the berserker armor on, it'll probably be his last fight forever. Guts' party eventually resumes their journey to Puck's home, an island called Skellig, half in the normal world and half in the astral plane, a home to both elves and mages, which they hope to keep Casca safe. The Skull Knight warns Guts of the effects of using the berserker armor. It's here we find out that the Skull Knight was most likely the armor's previous wearer. He also reveals Griffith is targeting witches like Flora as threats to his power, and that the Fairy King of Skellig may be able to return Casca's sanity. Later that night, they are attacked by giant demonic alligators, and Guts struggles to keep the Beast of Darkness under control. Guts loses control, and the beast takes him over, activating the armor and reopening his newly healed wounds while allowing him to violently kill all of the monsters. Guts almost attacks his friends, but Shirka manages to awaken Guts at the very last second. Moving forward, Guts and his friends approach the city of Vertanis, continuing their quest to defeat Griffith. And that's where the story ends. Season 2 is 12 episodes, and altogether, it's 24 episodes that dive deeper into the world of Berserk. Unfortunately, the 2016 version ends on this cliffhanger, and we never got to see the continuation of the story from this perspective. Despite this being the last adaptation of Berserk that we've gotten in recent memory, they've never been able to recapture the magic of the original 1997 anime, in my opinion. With that said, thanks for watching. Don't forget to punch the like button, subscribe to the channel, and slap the bell notification icon so you never miss another update. Until next time, peace.